do is want to do it.
Yes.
Want to be it.
Can you set your mind to it? And this is who you are, and
The grown men. We have the youth that we need to mentor, and we need to inspire, and we need to motivate. But I know, as a recent conversation between you and I, that you're also in the business of motivating grown men. Through that, I'm supposed to see God in it at every turn. So me going to the Sea of Galilee was to remind me of that, to refresh myself of that. It is all under control, that He does have it. It's just as clear as that fresh water that I saw.
You're Our Unity, hosted by LeShawn Walker, Tuesday nights, 6 p.m. PST.
Welcome, everyone, to You're Our Unity, a show that wishes to spread a spirit of peace and love in the world, one conversation at a time. We want to encourage you to face your truth this holiday season, whatever that may be, whatever trials and tribulations, whatever obstacles and struggles you may be going through. I want you to stop hiding from it, face it head on. I want you to just seek the fact that you will overcome it if you just have faith. But more importantly, I want you to take the time to just strengthen and empower yourself every single day with the knowledge that this will only be temporary and that you will soon be victorious in whatever challenges you are enduring at this time. I am your host, LeShawn Walker. I'd like to welcome you in. Please like, share, and follow. Let everyone know that we're on. Tag a friend. I hope that you guys had a wonderful day so far. Please tell me, how are you? I hope that you've had a wonderful week. I hope that you're ready for the holidays. Oh my God, happy December. The end of the year is here, and it is fast approaching, this 2024, this new year that we will all be embarking on. So I hope that you are ready. Are you out there shopping? Are you out there visiting family? Are you on the road? Are you taking time off from work right now? I actually not too into this season. I love the spirit of it, don't get me wrong. I love Christmas in terms of the beauty and the lights and the family and the love and the giving and the sharing. All of those things I do enjoy. It's just everything else, like the Christmas hoopla, I call it. The rushing to the stores and buying up gifts and trying to catch sales and all of the traffic. It is exhausting. So right now, my beautiful Christian station that I enjoy listening to has been hijacked with Christmas music. So right now, that's all I am forced to be in the mood and the spirit of is Christmas. So I am doing that. I am getting myself prepared. I'm getting myself ready. I know there's a few gifts that I need to purchase, and I'll probably be doing that like I do every year, the last week of Christmas, if not the day before, like I'm sure a lot of us do as well. But I am getting in the spirit, and I think this year is a little different than most. Every year, we go shopping, and every year we're preparing to put the trees up and put the beautiful decorations on the trees and also on our lawns in our homes. But we're also spreading a little holiday cheer to our family and friends and those that are in need, which I find is very, very important as well. I will be having my next Sandy Claus drive very soon, and I'll be sharing that information with you soon as well. But I know this is a time for us to just be sharing in a lot, as well as giving a lot. And I hope that that's what you are focusing more on this holiday season. Not exactly what you can receive, but what you can actually give to others. So, last week after the show, I was feeling great. I think I shared with you that I was helping my aunt out and, making sure that she was well, and encouraging all of you out there to please check in on the elderly family members and friends that you have in your life. And I did so, and I felt great, honestly. And I was happy that she was doing better. And then Wednesday, the day after our wonderful show, I ended up getting sick again. Now, I've been talking about being sick for like the whole month of October, well into November. And each time that I was getting better and I felt or saw a little light at the end of the tunnel, that I was going to finally get out of this funk, that I would end up getting sick again. And I couldn't understand why. I honestly thought someone had the cootie curse against me, my friends. I just didn't understand it. And so last week I was in a very bad place again. So it goes from COVID to upper respiratory to a sinus infection. Like, all of these things I've been battling for the past month and a half, and I haven't been my actual normal self. I haven't been able to tackle my business the way that I want to. I haven't been able to catch up on all of the important tasks that I had. And it's unfortunate because I feel like I've lost so much time. I prepared myself in the fall, the beginning of October. I had prepared myself with the Season of Soul Symposium to get through those first few months of the new season. It was all about being healthy, about self-care. I received all the knowledge and the tools necessary for me to battle everything that came against me. And unfortunately, I still fell victim to everything that I was fighting against. And it's unfortunate because I feel, again, the inaction and the need for me to heal myself and the need for me to feel better. I lost a lot of time in getting a lot of things done. Now I have the excitement, I have the energy, and I have the vigor to do it. And then all of a sudden last week I get sick again. So I had to start questioning, what is it? Why is that? Is it something that I'm doing or not doing that's causing me to get sick every other week? Am I taking care of myself the best way that I can? Through this time also, I was finding times to try to catch up with others because it is the holiday season. I want to make sure that everyone is okay. I literally was hiding under the covers the whole month of October, only showing up when I needed to, but definitely hiding when I wanted to. And so, unfortunately, I lost a lot of contact with a lot of people. I also noticed changes in me as well. I noticed that I wasn't feeling the energy that I normally feel, and my skin started to change, and I just didn't have that same get up and go and that sunshine and that positive attitude that I usually wake up with every morning. It was actually a fight for me to get through the day, showing up, but not really showing out like I usually do. Once I started catching up with others, I started realizing, we're all trying to keep on this great smile and great attitude and everything is okay and, I'm going to get through it. But when you ask the deeper questions, you realize that everyone is going through something. Everyone is experiencing something. As the kids say, life is just lifing for a lot of people. And it's happening to me also. I'm included in this fight for life right now. It's the winter season and it's getting colder outside, and we tend to be in the darkness a little longer, obviously, and we also cause ourselves to be that darkness if we don't fill ourselves with the proper information and the resources and the people that we need around us in order to keep that light going. And speaking to all of my friends that are going through something, whether it's losing a job or a family member, or just not feeling, their very best, or going through sadness and depression like I was for a little while because of the family members and the friends that you've lost, or even just, principalities that be, the things that you can't control that is going on in your life, like with me, things that I cannot control is sort of overtaking me and overwhelming me right now. Everyone is going through something. We're human, and we hide a lot from those things, and we also hide them from others. I realized after talking to my friends who are experiencing challenges right now that they felt so good after sharing. And I did the same. I felt really good after finally like sharing what the weight was. It's not always about showing up and shining. Sometimes you have to reveal that you're in a state of darkness and you need a little support, you need a little help, or you just need an ear. I'm always that voice of reason for people. Always telling everyone what they need to do in order for themselves to feel better, how they can be motivated in their actions, how they can get things done, how they can be their very best. And it's unfortunate that sometimes I don't take my own advice. So I realized in this season, it's time that we all face facts. The facts is that life is a struggle sometimes. Life throws things at us that we don't necessarily want to handle or play with, but we have to. We have to remain faithful in the fact that as long as we're putting towards the effort to make sure that whatever is ailing us, whatever is hindering us, whatever is bothering us, as long as we put towards the effort to make it better, to get over it, to become victorious, to empower ourselves, whatever that may be, to heal ourselves, then it is definite that we will overcome it and that we will come out better on the other side. We'll learn so much about ourselves and we'll learn so much about others as well. Because in that conversation, I learned from my friends that they go through things and sometimes they just need someone to listen. And I learned about myself that I can actually share these things with people sometime. I mentioned that I'm always the voice of reason. So I never think that I'm able to share with others because I'm always the bubbly LeShawn that has this positive attitude that is able to get through anything with a nice smile and a good attitude and sometimes a great cup of coffee. So I'm able to get through it, and I show that to people every day. I speak that into people. I say that I am the master motivator, and I truly believe that. In every sense of the word, I motivate others. But sometimes I lack the ability to do it myself. And speaking about what Our Unity is, it's about us uncovering and reawakening that deep love and the compassion that we have inside ourselves. We have to show up and reveal that and give that every single day. I show you guests every single week who are doing that, who are contributing to that compassion in their lives and wanting to share it with the world. I'm introducing you to people who are living their truths and who are facing the facts in their lives and assessing what they need to do in order for them to be better people. They're probably hiding a couple of times too, I'm not gonna lie. Everybody goes through something. But when they show up here, they're trying to be that voice of encouragement, that voice of reason. So that's what I wanted to be to you guys today. I wanted to be transparent. I wanted to have an intimate conversation with you about not only what's important to me, but what's important to others like you and like me, those people in your life, those people that you're working with, those people that you're interacting with on a daily basis. They may be putting on that bright, beautiful smile, but they could all be going through something. They are lifing with life right now, and all they can do is just show up for you. Well, let's try to show up for them now, giving them the information from our heart that will make them better whole people. Because that is the goal for Our Unity, is for us to be whole so that we can share that love and that healing and that hope and that faith and that goodness from within us with the rest of the world. So, in speaking about the struggle and speaking about us dealing with whatever comes our way, we're going to speak about that. We're going to face it. So the title of the show is 'Tis the Season for Truth. We're going to speak about our truth and what we're dealing with, the truth of what we're feeling, the truth of what we want, and the truth of what versus what's really actually happening in our lives. As I mentioned, I have a few friends that are going through some things. And unfortunately, it came at a time that was, not opportune. It wasn't an opportune time for some of these things to happen, to be honest with you. You know, it's at the end of the year, it's shopping time, it's visiting family, it's traveling, it's so many things. And for them to lose their jobs at this time, and for them to have to worry about their finances at this time is sort of a burden, and it can be overwhelming. A lot of them, you know, with great talents, and they probably know they'll be able to find something immediately, it's still a hindrance to their daily movements and how they can spend and how they can live. And I know that it is a challenge as well for them to try to be happy during this holiday season when it is all about spending and all about moving and traveling and sharing and communion and company with others. So, you know, it's during these times that we feel a loss, whether it is our job, whether it is our family members, whether it is something that was important to us that we planned and unfortunately it didn't come into fruition the way we wished for. We have to prepare ourselves for that sadness or the fact that it didn't come to be, and we have to restore ourselves and empower ourselves with those very things that will ensure it won't happen again, or we'll be able to tackle it a little better if it ever does. So, you know, the winter season, as I said, is here. Mind, body, and spirit, we have to be well. Whether we're going through a sickness, whether we're going through a sadness, or whether we're going through a challenge, we have to be whole, mind, body, and spirit. It made me think about why I was getting sick so often. In sharing with my friends, I was dealing with a lot of challenges this last couple of months. I think I shared with you also, I lost my best friend in 2 years ago, and 4 years ago, and her birthday was just recently. And then my father passed away October 20th. It was 20 years this past October. And then my girlfriend, Tawana, my God, my voice, I must say, that's who she ended up being in my life. When I was younger, I didn't have that voice, that stand up for yourself. And Tawana was that woman that showed me how to do that. And today, actually, is the anniversary of her passing. So I'm carrying so much with me today, and I've been carrying so much with me for the past couple of months that to me, it's no question or no reason why I don't understand why I've been sick so often. My immune system is low, my energy is low, just my spirits are low. Everything has been low for the past couple of months, but I have been still showing up. I've still been here at the show when I'm not deathly sick, but I've still been showing up at the show. I've still been handling my business. I'm still going to work. I'm still talking and laughing with my friends. I'm still doing all those wonderful things, but I am honestly, like I'm sure so many of you out there are dealing with something deep inside. Those things that keep you down and keep you low and want to keep you from moving forward. So today, I want to talk to you about what it's like during this season to have what I'm going to call winter wellness. Winter wellness is the discussion, and it's really about us staying well in every and all areas of our lives. The food and the moves that we need in order for us to keep going, keep pressing forward, for us to just realize that it's only temporary. Sometimes we stay so stuck in our stuff that we don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. We don't see the rainbow, the horizon. We don't see the goodness probably in what we're actually experiencing. Because sometimes our challenges and our struggles are for our good. It is for our purpose. It's for to show our strength, our resilience, but more importantly, it may even be to teach us a lesson. That's what I actually learned in what I've been dealing with for the last couple of months. It is to teach me a valuable lesson. And that lesson is that if I prepare myself and if I reinforce the information that I already have and utilize it, that I can overcome these things that I have been plagued with for the last couple of months. This time of year happens every year. Every year I should get better at tackling it. Every year I should get stronger at overcoming it. And I think because I was sick, which Trust me, I don't get sick. And the fact that I've been sick so much, I think that's what just really took me down. And that really made me be more of a hermit, so to speak, and for me not to actually face the problems that I was dealing with. So that's what it's all about. It's about facing our truth, realizing that we have some things going on, sharing it with others, and or at least those that we know will be supportive in our lives, and doing it so that we can maintain for the rest of the year a healthy mind, body, and spirit. So that's what we're going to speak to today. And I want to start off with our mental wellness. Our mental wellness is so important. It's about building a winter blues toolkit, which I'm working on. Meditation and reflection, bundle up and go outside, staying connected with others, and more importantly, asking for help. I mentioned that already, and I'm going to tell you why these things are important. These things are important because if you don't fortify yourself with these important tips, trust and believe you will be buried with your burdens, and you don't want to do that. You don't want to be overwhelmed to whereas you can't move forward. Your mental capacity is now lacking. You're not thinking clearly. You're not feeling well. You're depressed all the time and you don't know why. And it's not necessary. I've gone through that in this past month and a half, that I wasn't really going outside unless I had to. Taking a walk and breathing in that fresh air, connecting with nature is so important. It makes you realize that everything in this life has a reason, and everything has a season and a reason for its existence. You are to become one with that so that your mental status is well established. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for stability in my mental health, because it's hard sometimes to battle through every day's challenges. It's hard sometimes to wake up and want to be happy all the time. Every morning I wake up with my eyes just straight to the sun, looking for God's goodness in the moment, and hoping that I will be able throughout the day maintain that warm feeling that I had when I opened my eyes. And sometimes that is the hardest part, is getting through that. I have to battle through traffic sometimes, or, other people's issues, or the sadness of whatever I'm going through, or the inability to deal with it at the moment, because I like to hide from my problems. But more importantly, the fact that, I'm stuck and I really don't know where to get out of it. A lot of people go through that, especially at this time. We remain stuck in that sadness. So going outside, enjoying the weather, that breeze, if you're in the, in the winter, the actual real winter months when it's cold and brisk outside, go out there and just let the wind hit you. Just breathe in that fresh, brisk air. Realize that you're alive for a reason. Even in the challenge and even in the mire of what you're going through, there's a reason why you're still here. Let's try to battle through it. That's what I had to realize. I just got to battle. There's a reason why I'm still here. I've lost so many people in my life. I'm going through challenges, some tribulations. I'm dealing with some issues, but I'm still here. So when I wake up in the morning and I'm fueled by that sun, or by that faith in God that he's going to get me through the day, then I should just keep moving in that. I walk outside that door, I suck up that air, and I keep moving. Tell me, what do you do? When you wake up in the morning, are you looking into the sky, into the sun? Are you meditating? Are you taking a moment just with yourself and the fact that you're still here? Are you grateful? Are you thankful? Are you even saying, thank God I'm alive. Thank God I opened my eyes. That in itself is a blessing. That in itself should help your mental, your mind. That in itself should make you want to just wake up and just show the world exactly who you are and why you are. But sometimes, again, it is hard to get through that. So to continue in, what you should do to maintain, a mental wealth in your mental wealthy state throughout this winter season, you also can meditate. Start reflecting on your past. Think about the things that you can change. What things you could have done to avoid whatever challenge or obstacle that you're going through, or whatever sadness you're experiencing at the moment. I, like to pray. I'm that person that literally just sits in prayer, or speaking to God, or speaking to my best friends who are no longer here. I like to share it with the spirit. And I do that to just relieve my mind of any just confusion or sadness or lack of understanding. And not wanting to, obviously sometimes share it with others, which I know that I should do, but not wanting to share it with others so they could clutter my form of thinking or my thought pattern. So sometimes it is great for you to sit in silence. For your mental wellness, it's important that you take some time to just be alone with yourself, alone with your thoughts, alone with your beliefs, alone with those things that is going to help you see clearer what is hindering you from being happy in that moment, or overcoming that challenge, or dealing with your situation. I'm going to tell you something. I am that person that if I know I have to take care of something that I don't particularly care for handling, I hide from it. Like I won't open it up if it's a piece of mail. I won't answer the phone if it's a phone call. I won't listen to it if someone's trying to share it with me. I don't like to face it because I don't want my smile to be turned upside down when I'm not ready and prepared for it. And sometimes you have to do that. You have to fake the funk for a little while. But it is more important for you to face it and not hide from it. I then realized, after opening up those mailings and speaking to those people that I didn't want to speak to over the phone, or, listening to those things that I really didn't want to listen to, that it actually gave me ways to deal with the things or handle whatever I was going through, whatever those issues may be. I've been encouraged by those same people that I thought wouldn't be who I needed to talk to at that time. So there is learning, there is growth, there is help in you meditating and you having self-reflection and you spending time with yourself, you being alone with your thoughts, you feeling for change and not hiding from what is. And that's what I'm learning right now. And it's sometimes hard, I'm not gonna lie, because of the fact that you want to control everything. And right now I feel like sulking, so I'm going to sulk. I don't feel like doing anything right now, so I'm not gonna do anything. And so you sit in that sunken sadness and you don't get anywhere. The resiliency has to come out somehow. It's also important for mental wellness for you to stay connected. For a month and a half, I didn't want to speak to anybody. I wasn't calling anybody unless they found me. And it's unfortunate because once I started connecting with these people, I got my energy back. I got my passion for what I was doing back. I was able to share. I was able to have someone listen to my deeper thoughts. I'm not one to sort of wear, my pain on my face or wear whatever I'm going through on my face. You're going to see a smile all the time. And sometimes I needed to release that and share with others that, yeah, I'm going through something and I need some help, or that I just need someone to listen. So it was important to me that I started going out with my friends again, started wanting to make travel plans, starting to want to just be in the presence of others, show them that light that I was hiding for so long. It's not good for my mental state, and it's not good for yours as well, because if you're dealing with me not feeling my best, then that's going to bring you down because now you're concerned. How many of you out there, when you're talking to people, if you start crying, they start crying. If you sad, they sad. And they could have been in your space, all happy, wanting to share great information, wanting to lift you up. But because of everything you got going on and it's showing all over your face, they are now taking on that energy. It's not good. We have to release it. So after speaking to my friends that I hadn't spoken to for a while and sharing with them what not only was going on with them, but what was going on with me, was a great release. It was so cathartic. And it made me want to continue on this mental health journey to make sure that I end this year on a good note, because I'm not trying to be sad for the rest of 2023 because of everything that I've lost, when I know that there's so much more for me to gain. And there's so much more for every one of you out there to do as well. Being happy is honestly sometimes a choice. You have to decide through whatever you're going through, are you going to let it affect you, or are you going to let it empower and strengthen you? Are you going to let it hold you down, or are you going to be encouraged and inspired to move forward and do it with just that energy and that vigor that only you can have, and that light that only you can emit? That's what that's all about. Especially when it's getting dark so quickly. It's hard to be light and positive all the time. It's hard when this is the holiday season and everybody is pushing and everybody's got somewhere to go and everybody's got a problem and everybody wants to snatch things out your hand, or, family members want to bring their problems to you, or unresolved issues or things that they haven't forgiven. It's hard, but it's easy for you to choose not to deal with it, to not to let it affect you, for you to use these tools that I've spoke of for mental wellness in order to make sure that you're healthy through the season, and that your mind, which is so important, is also transformed and strengthened. That is far more important, because I'm telling you, if you let the world get to you and you let the people around you get to you, you will never be able to choose happiness, ever. So with my mind being right, using these wonderful tools, getting out, getting me some sunshine, getting me some brisk air, because I wasn't doing it before, but I decided in the last week or two, I am going to do it. Even when I was sick last week, I walked my dog when I probably shouldn't have, but I took the dog out in the middle of my sickness when I couldn't breathe. I had everything falling from my nose. It was horrible. But I took the opportunity to get outside and get some fresh air, and it woke me up. The tingling, the refreshment, it was amazing. So that's what I encourage you guys to do as well. Go out there and find your happiness in your mental state and your mental capacity and your mental wellness through this winter season. It is so, so important. And I'm hoping that in that you strengthen it as well. That your mind is not only just tackling the challenges that it's currently dealing with, but it's preparing you for anything else that may come about in the future. So, told you I was also sick for a month, 2 months, month and a half. I was sick and I couldn't deal. I'm a person that when I am sick, everything shuts down. I don't want to do anything. I know people that could go to work when they're sick. I know people that can get up and do whatever they do, go to the gym. They could do all of these things when they're sick. I don't want to do that. I want to heal myself. I want to get that energy that I normally have. I want to be able to move around without blowing my nose and worrying about me sneezing and coughing and being around others making them sick. That's not what being a sick is about. It's about making yourself better, taking the medication, staying in the bed, and making sure that you are healing yourself properly with whatever that may be. Vitamin C, whatever that may be. So we're going to talk about that now, which is body. Taking care of your body and the winter fitness. So winter fitness is about exercising regularly, staying hydrated, eating a healthy diet, boosting the vitamin C, which I just mentioned, also eating more fiber, because that makes you regular, and then junk food, avoiding it. And most importantly, getting enough sleep. Oh my God. I was just talking to my girlfriend the other day because she was like, girl, you getting enough sleep? Are you this, that, and the third? No, I sleep like 3-4 hours a night. And then I wake up in the morning and I got to start everything all over again. And then I'm up all night again. And then I use the weekend, hopefully, if I don't have anything to do, which I'm sure a lot of you guys do. The weekend is your time to handle all of your chores, all of your tasks, everything that you can't do during the week. So on the weekends, if I'm blessed enough for that weekend not to have anything to do, I'm sleeping for like 12, 13 hours. And then when I'm sleeping for that 12, 13 hours, I get up and then I'm up all night, all over again. So I'm never really catching up with the sleep that I've lost. Although I'm thinking I'm filling that void by using a day or two to sleep for maybe 10, 12 hours. It doesn't work that way. I need to be more conscious of getting 6 to 7 hours worth of sleep so that my mind can also work better. Because, you forget a lot when you don't get enough sleep. You're not thinking properly. You forget your words. And I know you guys have seen me up here forget my words quite a bit. And it's because I don't get enough sleep. And in addition to that, I allow the noise of the day to, hinder me also from getting that sleep. I got this to do. I got to do that. I got to get on the computer to check this. Oh, I got to send that. And then now the day has gone by and I literally only have 3 or 4 hours to catch that real quiet, peaceful, rejuvenating sleep that my body so desperately needs. So please, please get some sleep. Because if you don't, your immune system will be low, like mine has been for the past month and a half, not to mention that the weather is changing, and that also helps your immune system, go down, decrease. So it is very important that we get that strength through our sleeping, that we replenish ourselves every night with everything that we need in order for us to wake up with that energy that is required to choose to be happy. So in exercising regularly, I had stopped doing that too. I was walking around my living room ever so often. What do? Do you go out, get some exercise for your hour lunch? Do you do some sit-ups in the morning? Do you even go to the gym when you're going through something? Not too many people do. They lose sight of the need to work out. And then that's when the weight then comes on, because that's what I'm experiencing too. I haven't gained weight, I've gained fat. It's a big difference. So I've maintained my weight in pounds, but I could feel the extra that's going on around me. And so that is because of lack of exercise, lack of working out. I just do, or was doing in that month and a half of me being sick, I was just doing the bare minimum. I'm going to work, so walking to work, to the car, to the office, same thing at home, just doing the bare minimum. Where before that, I was making sure that I was walking at work. I was taking that hour of my lunchtime and putting in some extra steps. I was parking my car a little further away, when I was doing my shopping and things of that nature. The last week and a half, I have rediscovered that. So I have been doing it lately, but I did lose sight of it. And, it hindered a lot. If you see, you can't see now, but yeah, I got chicken skin now. And I never used to, I did. I never used to have chicken skin. So now it is because LeShawn is not getting in that exercise that she used to get in. But I am resolved to do that now. And I ask that you do the same. Because right now, knowing that we're going into 2024, we want to look good for New Year's. We probably got some birthdays coming up. Springtime is coming. We want to make sure that we still are fit through the rest of the year. So get some exercise in. Please eat more fiber if you're not. I am, maybe too much information, but I'm good in that department. But for a lot of people, they're not. I was just speaking to someone recently who told me that they have a hard time going to the bathroom, that they honestly just went to the doctor to find out what problems they have. And the doctor literally said, just eat more fiber, whether it's in a smoothie, whether it's in the food that you're consuming. Try to find a way to make sure that your digestive system is moving correctly and that it is healthy, because those things also hinder you from being healthy during this season. It can also contribute to you catching colds and being sick. You know, this COVID variant and the flu season and all of these respiratory illnesses, and then this little thing they got going around now with people coughing or the phlegm in their throat. And there's no reason why we can't counteract that before it actually even begins. Lifting up our immune system is so easy if we just take the time. And sometimes I must admit, I don't do that. I had my engineer here, Bobby, ask me earlier, he was like, do you take your vitamins? I was like, yeah, no, vitamin pills are a little too big. I don't like taking them. But it is so important that you make sure that you're taking your vitamin C and D's and A's and K's and all of that to boost your immune system. I just rely on just the normal stuff that I eat, and thinking that was working for so long because I've never had this issue before. But this season, I am just grappling with this sickness more than ever, that I have to figure out new tools to use in order for me to be healed and for me to feel better. So please do the same. Vitamin C, staying hydrated. You know, I don't like water unless I'm here at the Your Unity show. It's the only time I'm probably really drinking water and I enjoy it. But I don't like water. I'm going to take a sip though. So I don't drink a lot of water. I have a whole bunch of friends who tell me the same thing. And if they are drinking water, best believe they're adding stuff to it like I do. I'm putting lemonade in my water. I'm putting iced tea in my water. And that honestly is not healthy and it's not right, but it's tricking me into believing that I am staying hydrated. I'm drinking my coffee. It's got water in it. I'm hydrated, but that's not the case. And what I realize is when I don't drink enough water, my skin starts to look dry. I get eczema on my skin. I start to feel all sunk in. I don't feel that I look as fresh as I normally do. And so it is all about having your body nourished with the water that's needed to just hydrate every part of your body. And I don't take advantage of it. And when I start to realize it, it usually is too late. And now I'm sitting up there trying to drink 64 ounces of water in one shot because I'm feeling like I'm sick. I have a headache. I'm going to pass out. I'm feeling queasy, nauseous, all those things that I let go too long. Had I been hydrated and have I taken the advice that I give to so many, then I wouldn't have experienced that. But sometimes, as I mentioned earlier, it is hard to take your own advice. So I want you guys this season to please stay hydrated. We want you to remain that radiant, luxuriously looking person that you normally are. We want that light to shine. The only way to do that is to make sure that you are taking care of your body, staying fit, eating healthy. Get some fruits and vegetables in your body. Make sure that you're eating those things that are going to cleanse out your system so that you can get rid of all those toxins and those things that don't belong in your body. Because trust and believe, you leave them in there long enough, they will show up. And so I don't want that for you. And if you know any tips on how you can also stay fit, you know, in addition to the working out and the drinking the water and you know, making sure that you're getting enough sleep, please share. I'm always interested in learning new things, especially at this time. I am building my mental wellness toolkit. And so these are the things that I'm using in order to make sure that I am prepared, that I'm armed with those things. So, you know, as it is about staying fit mentally and physically, it's also important that we all stay fit spiritually. I mentioned that I pray. I pray all the time. But there's so much more to our spirituality than just praying. So I want to share with you what the winter spirit should be like, the daily habits we should have for spiritual wellness. Those things can begin but don't end with journaling, meditating, as we mentioned, relaxing in quiet time, praying, writing a gratitude list, reading books that mean something to you, that are important to you, that educate you. Also, practicing yoga. And if you don't want to do yoga, you can do some other form of exercise. Volunteering, giving is so important. Being of service to others. It makes you feel so good spiritually. It makes you feel whole inside. As well as practicing acceptance, demonstrating compassion, and spending time outdoors. A lot of those things we mentioned earlier. I'm so glad that it's also good for your spiritual wellness, because I've been doing a lot of these things regardless of the funk that I have been in. Journaling, yes, I have to. I have to get my thoughts out on paper. I have to release those things in my mind, because if I don't, I go crazy. So I have to release them on paper sometimes, and also see how crazy I actually think, because sometimes it reveals some stuff about yourself that you didn't even know, my friends. So journaling is important. It's cathartic, and it also helps you release those things in your mind that are probably holding you back, and it also reveals to you those things as well. You see it on paper, you're looking at it like, oh my God, really? That's how I think? That's what I feel? That's what I believe? That also encourages you to want to move forward. So journaling, I think that is so important. Getting your thoughts out on paper, sharing what's on your mind, writing it down so that you can also revisit it later, so that you can also see how far you've come, what you've accomplished, what you've done with that information that you just wrote down. So I do that all the time. I do it more on a spiritual level. I'm really speaking to God and speaking to him about what I'm going through. So when I'm journaling, it's almost like a conversation with him, but I'm doing it with expectation. I'm doing it with, hope that I'm going to get something out of it. Not just writing just to be writing. Although a lot of my stuff, they can become a book, which is going to happen. So stay tuned. Also, we said taking a moment to meditate and relax. And we mentioned that before. Praying is also meditating and relaxing. You're meditating on the word. The word, if you're a believer, you're meditating on the word of God. You're meditating on everything that he already has written. You're meditating on the very things that he said you will be able to overcome. You are meditating on the very fact that if you stay faith-filled, that there is nothing that he won't handle. Those are the things that meditating can bring forth. The fact that whatever you're hoping and wishing for, and whatever you're praying for, those things can be manifested if you meditate on the word. And also meditate in your space and who you are, and what you want, and what you expect, and who you are at that moment, because that's important as well. Going back to facing your truth. It is about facing who am I in this moment, and why I can't move forward. Meditating on that brings clarity, and that's what you should be seeking as well. Do you meditate? Do you take times to just talk to yourself, to ask yourself some serious questions? I do it all the time. I sometimes even do it in the mirror. Meditating in the mirror so that I could see myself as I'm speaking to myself and speaking over my situation. It is so important that you just quiet those times. Reading, a lot of people out there like to read. I love to read, but it has to interest me. I'm not gonna lie. I can get into a book, and as soon as the lull sets in, or as soon as it gets uninteresting, I am no longer interested in that book, and I'm moving on to the next one. So I have to really be able to find a book that I'm going to enjoy throughout. But the fact is that reading is very helpful as well in that praying time. Reading the Bible, reading a book that is encouraging and inspiring, reading a book that is going to motivate you to get out of your current situation or move through it with grace. That is so important, and that is also needed. So if you like a book and you like the content and it speaks to who you are and what you're going through, I advise you to find a whole bunch of books that are just like it so that you can stay on that healing and that growth path. Also, volunteering. You know, that is just who I am through and through. When I say that I am that bubbly burst of sunshine, when I am that sunlight, when I am that person that I feel is the beacon of love, that is because I love to serve. I love to give back to others. I love to just give of myself, everything that God put in me. And in that, it is by me volunteering, by me giving, by me just sharing everything of who I am with others, whether it's by duty, by word, by conversation, or just showing up and being a listening ear. Those things are so important to my spirituality and me staying on the path of growth and also adding to my spiritual wellness. It makes me feel good when I help others. It makes me feel good when I'm able to support others. It makes me feel good to see others happy and to see others thriving and shining. So if you're looking for a spiritual pickup, spiritual wellness, spiritual health, it can very well be found in you just reaching out to others and you being of service to others. That can warm your heart immensely. So I so advise that you go out there and do that as well. And demonstrating compassion. That can be hard. That could be hard. Demonstrating compassion, not just for yourself, because we have to give ourselves grace sometimes for everything that we endure, but showing compassion for others. During this holiday season, a lot of stuff from our past is dredged up. And unfortunately, a lot of us don't know how to get over it, get past it, and get through it. But it's time for you to have a little compassion, a little forgiveness in your heart. And the only way to do that is just be grateful. Be grateful for the amazing things that you already have. Be grateful for the fact that you are still here battling through it every day. I wake up every morning and I say, thank you, God, for giving me another day to get it right. I literally say that every morning because I know that things that I did the day before that probably was not good in his sight or good to me or for me. So I thank him every morning for giving me another opportunity to get it right, to be better, to forgive and to forget, for me to move on and move past, for me to grow and for me to learn. So I do that because I know that it's only going to better me. And I think that a lot of you out there realize the same, that if you just move, live, and think with compassion, that it will make you a better person. That understanding goes a long, long way. So in that, mind, body, and spirit wellness for the winter season. That's all I'm hoping for all of you guys out there. I wanted to be honest about a few things that I've been going through because it's not easy. I try to show up every day with a smile on my face, but sometimes LeShawn is sad, man. I need somebody to talk to. And so who else to talk to but God? Who else to share with? Your friends. Who else to rely on? Yourself. How do you get past it? You look for these tools that I mentioned to you earlier. You use it by strengthening yourself, mind, body, and spirit. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I am not perfect, and I am still learning. So there's things that we're all gonna go through. And in those things of the learning, which you could put that up, in the learning you can realize that taking a break does not mean I am a failure. Struggling does not mean I'm failing. Growth can be found in stillness. Not giving my mind time and space to recharge is unproductive. It's important to be patient with myself while I adjust and adapt to new things. Comfy clothes make for uncomfortable times to feel more comfortable. Those are the things that I'm learning. I'm learning every day. Trust and believe, I still want to lay in the bed and just be under the covers and not have to deal with what's going on. But I choose to, and I'm going to for the rest of this season. And I'm hoping that every last one of you joins me in it as well. We are wonderfully made people. Things that we come across and challenge and struggles that challenge us, we're built for them, and we're meant to overcome them. There is nothing in this world that we can't handle if we believe, and especially if we fortify ourselves with a strong mind, body, and spirit. So I hope that you guys out there take the little advice that I was able to give to you, and I hope that you use it throughout this season and the seasons to come. I want to get real quick to the Dare to Be You. The Dare to Be You is, it's the winter solstice, guys. So the winter solstice is the time of ending and beginning, a powerful time, a time to contemplate your immortality, a time to forgive, to be forgiven, and to make a fresh start. It is a time to awaken. So that is what I hope that you got out of my message today. It is a time for us to restart. It is time for us to face those truths that we have going on in our lives, no matter how bad they may be. It is time that we face the facts that is going on in our lives, no matter how challenging they may be. And it's time for us to strengthen our minds, transform our minds, strengthen our bodies, and enlighten our spirit. That is what my mission is. That is what Defining You Life Fitness is, which is my business. That is what Our Unity actually represents. That we are all whole if we put in the work that we need to in order to ensure it. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of Our Unity. I want you to be transformed this holiday season. I want you to have a fresh start. I want you to overcome your challenges. And I want you to remember that peace and love is in the palm of our hands. Please go out there and be some love, share some love, and more importantly, give some love. Have a wonderful evening. I'll see you next week on another episode of Our Unity. Thank you for tuning in, and you have a wonderful evening. I love you, and I'll see you later.
Strong Island Entertainment.